Hey, so let's dive into strings in Python. They're this incredible data type that holds text, right? Imagine you are writing a sentence. In Python, that sentence becomes a string you can work with, manipulate, and even play with. It's so neat because strings are immutable, which means once they're created, they don't change, they just represent a static set of information. Now, there are a couple of ways to create strings. You can either use single quotes, like Python, or double quotes, like Python. It's just a quirky little detail, but knowing this flexibility matters, especially when dealing with special characters in the text. When it comes to getting information out of a string, that's where indexing and slicing come in. It's just like picking your favorite spots in a novel, but here in Python, you can pick up any character or slice from the nth to the nth character. And remember, it's a zero-based index, so always start from the first character. It can feel like picking individual characters out of a word, but it's quite powerful. Speaking of powerful, concatenating strings is also a thing. Combining strings is like making a longer, more interesting story with two short tails. Imagine having two sentences that together express a whole new thought. As for repeating strings, it's like having those two sentences chanted over and over in a never-ending loop, which is handy in certain situations. And if you ever need to turn a string into an all-caps masterpiece, the upper method is your magic flint and tinder to start that fire. Then there's finding whether something is in a string. You know, like searching for a specific letter or word and making sure it exists, or you can use starts with and ends with to find the beginning or end of your string is a substring of some other string. Truly a detective tool in your computational problem-solving toolkit. Check it out, strings also let you count things. Using lay gives you an idea of the length of your string, which can tell you a lot about it. Now, mixing and matching is simple with string operators. Plus, strings come with a built-in in and not in methods to see if you are looking for something or not. It's your mini gatekeeper to deciding what's in and out of your string kingdom. The next level of strings is manipulating them with the plus and join operations to connect pieces into a whole, or join to mingle multiple strings into one. It's like being a master chef, but instead of food, you are seasoning text. If you are ever feeling the need to count multiple things at once with a single scan, the count method's there to tally occurrences of a substring within your string. Oh, and if you ever feel lost in a string, just use find and index to navigate backward. Finding the first or last occurrence? It's like playing hide and seek with patterns within your string. And using replace to swap out old patterns for new ones, that's like updating your storyline to bring in fresh elements. Want to wrap up your thoughts in a neat little package? Format and f-strings are like wrapping your string in a bow, with f-strings giving you that extra personal touch where you can name your placeholders for clarity. Now, strings are not just for storing text, but they're also great examples for showing off their own existence when debugging. They can spit out their contents with print and reveal themselves with type, which shows a string is indeed a string. When dealing with file paths or URLs, string methods shine with their absolute underscore path and aljoin. It's like having a Swiss Army knife for path and web manipulation. Fancy some string comparisons? Equals, not equals, contains, and starts with let you ask direct questions about string content. And the lower method transforms all the letters into humble lowercase, making for case-insensitive comparison. There's even more. A strip command trims unwanted white spaces at the ends of strings, making them neat and tidy. And if you are fond of reading or writing comments in your script, comment can be handy. What's a Python script without some special characters like tabs and new lines? Well, these strings of escape characters T for a tab and N for a new line make sure your outputs are structured as you see fit. Python has this handy method called partition, which is like teasing apart components in the string into a tuple of 3 parts. It helps you find substrings and separate contexts within your narrative. A little known fact is you can also convert a string into a list of characters with list, which means breaking down the string into individual elements, much like unwrapping a piece of gum to consume each morsel. And let's not forget the methods that search for patterns, regular expressions to name it using findAll, findIter, match, search, and split. They're like setting up a treasure hunt within your text, with search being this dynamic method that finds nothing, but can be tailored to fit specific search needs. The split method. It's like cutting through a string on a knife that sees N as the delimiter, resulting in a list of pieces of your text. And if two splits seem appealing, then using re.split is like getting the best of both worlds. So, why is string handling in Python essential? The beauty is that strings are everywhere in IT. When you interact with the terminal, write to files, or pull data from the web, you'll quickly realize its omnipresence. So, let's enjoy the strings in Python. And if you want even more resources, I recommend checking out neerajdots.io. Stay tuned to TechLab for updates, subscribe, and keep the knowledge flowing. Let's master strings together in Python.